Good evening, everyone. We will give folks a couple minutes to join and then we will get started. All right. I know we may have a few stragglers, but we have got a lot of good content to share with you all tonight, so we will go ahead and get started. My name is Casey Ford, and I serve as the Interim Director for Student Transitions in the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement. And a big part of my role is making sure that you all, as parents and families of our incoming students, feel supported in that transition and feel like you have the knowledge and the resources to support your students as they join us here at Clemson. So one of the ways that we like to do that in the summer is called our Tiger Talk webinar series. So this is, I think, our fourth Tiger Talk of the summer. And this is, again, just a way for you to get some additional in-depth time with our campus experts. In tonight's case, those folks whose work focuses on our student life at Clemson. So they will share a little bit more about their areas in just a moment. So in just a second, I will give each of our panelists a chance to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about who they are, and then they will each share their portion of tonight's presentations. We will answer questions throughout the time and then have a few minutes there at the end to answer any that we didn't get to, go over some final reminders, and then that will wrap us up for the evening. This is a Zoom webinar, so I'm confident you all are more familiar than you ever wish to be with the platform, but just a couple quick notes here. A little bit different than a regular Zoom meeting. You'll notice that audio and video has been muted just to kind of keep things running along smoothly. And then you'll see in the top of your screen that this is being recorded. So if you have questions at the end or maybe missed part of the presentation or have folks who missed this and want the information, just know that it is recorded. Once we get this all processed and transcripts and ready to publish, we will send out a message with that recording through the Clemson Parent and Family Experience portal. You'll see in your toolbar there that you have a few options, one of which is the question and answer feature. So that's that little Q&A button in your toolbar. We would ask that you use that feature to submit any questions, but that is going to be the best way for us to get those answered. And then again, any that we don't get to throughout the presentation, we'll be sure to follow up with you after the fact and make sure that you get that answer. All right, at this point, I will toss it over to our panelists to introduce themselves.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Gary Weiser, and I serve as the Assistant Dean of Students and the Director for Fraternity Sorority Life.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kate Radford, and Casey's really throwing my title out here a little early, but technically, starting next week, I will start serving as our Executive Director of the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement here tonight with you, technically just as the Director for Leadership Education and Development, but really excited to be here. So thanks for having me.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Timothy Stanfield, and I'm the Assistant Vice President for Educational Engagement and the Executive Director of the Gantt Multicultural Center here at Clemson.
Ashley Schmidt. I serve as the Assistant Director of Sport Programs with Clemson Campus Rec.
Awesome. And then beginning our content tonight is the one and only Gary Weiser.
Thanks, Casey. I'm really excited to give you an overview of our fraternity and sorority community and the ways that your students can join our organizations throughout the academic year. First, just want to give you an overview of our overall membership. So last fall, we broke another membership record with over 6,300 students, part of our 4 governing councils. Over the last 5 years, we've experienced tremendous growth. So we're looking at 30% overall growth in our membership. But we're about 28% of the undergraduate population that are member of fraternities and sororities. Primarily, our membership is made up of women. So you see almost 37% of our undergraduate women are members of our sororities, and then 18% of our men are members of fraternities. One of the questions we do get is people are worried, like, if I'm not from South Carolina, what are my chances of getting in an organization? So I'm really pleased to tell you that overall for our membership, we're at 60% out-of-state students. And so that really shows that our students are looking for a big way to get connected to a smaller community whenever they come to Clemson. So members come from all over the world. We have 10 countries and 49 states represented this last academic year. And you can see based on our top 10 states of membership, we primarily recruit up and down the East Coast. A lot in the Southeast, but many of our students are coming from the Northeast. We have 4 governing councils that fall under Fraternity Sorority Life. First is our College Panelists Association, and these are our largest organizations. We have 13 historically white sororities from the National Panhellenic Conference. And then next is our Interfraternity Council, which is 24 historically white fraternities that are probably part of our North American Interfraternity Conference. And then next we have 2 culturally based councils. First is our Multicultural Greek Council, made up of historically Latin, Asian, and general multicultural fraternities and sororities. That is co-ed. And then our National Panhellenic Council, which is made up of 8 of the 9 national historically African-American fraternities and sororities. While we do talk about cultural foundings and of membership, all of our organizations are open to all students, no matter what their cultural background is. I also want to note that we do not have the professional or service fraternities and sororities report to Fraternity Sorority Life. They are independent organizations that will fall under the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement support. Next, I want to talk about the different recruitment and intake processes for our councils, starting with the College Panhellenic Association, or CPA. Registration is currently open through August the 4th. There is a cost associated to participate in primary recruitment process, and that is $175. That cost goes to help run the event with all of our facility rentals, includes like their t-shirt and other functions of the recruitment process. But you can see that it runs from August the 14th through August the 20th, right after the move-in date on August the 13th. We do want to note on August 20th, which is bid day, that is not an open event. I know on some campuses, the Panhellenic Council does include parents in their process, but because of the logistics that day, where they get their bids, they'll have a short bid day activity, and then they have the welcome week events like Tiger Proud they will go to. There's just a lot of events going on that day that we just do not open that up to families. And then also there's an opportunity called continuous open bidding on the next slide. That after the primary recruitment process ends, and that's the only time of the academic year that you can visit all 13 of our CPA sororities, there will be an opportunity throughout the academic year for what's called continuous open bidding. So usually about half of our sororities will still have spots available to recruit. And there's no guarantee which sororities will still have those openings every year. So we can't tell you, right now which groups will be doing what's called COB. But if your student does not want to go through the primary process, but is interested in COB, we really encourage them to fill out the Panhellenic interest form on the website so they can just submit their interest in that process. Next is the Interfraternity Council. And so we do have a fall and spring rush, and the processes do follow the same format. So for the fall semester, registration is live right now, and you do get a cheaper registration fee if you register by July 31st, and it does go up to $100 between August 1st and the 21st. We do recommend that students go ahead and register as early as possible because that does allow for our organizations to get access to those applications. And then we also want the students to express their interest in getting to know the fraternities now. What we have found over the last year is that the fraternities are telling us that they're already starting to get to know their fall pledge classes during the summer. And by the time that they do get to school in the fall, those guys may have a little bit more of a leg up. That doesn't mean that if they wait until later to register that they decrease their chance, but we're just trying to increase all students' opportunity to get placed somewhere. So that's why we do encourage you to go ahead and openly express interest in organizations now if possible. But our rush dates do begin after school starts. So we'll go from August the 24th through August the 29th. And then we will have fraternities that will continue to recruit after the formal rush process on what is called Open Rush. But you can learn more at the ClemsonIFC.com website. Next is our Multicultural Degree Council. And our MGC does an individualized based process called intake. So there's not a formal process like Panhellenic or IFC where all the organizations are recruiting at the same time. They will usually only hold intake one time per semester. Students who are interested in our MGC organizations are really encouraged to go to events like Tiger Prowl, Grill and Greet at the beginning of the fall semester, where our organizations will table to start learning more about the organizations that express interest in potential membership. We're also hosting a Meet the MGC on August the 27th in Hendricks, where they can also have a little bit more intimate time with tabling and getting to know those organizations in one place. You can also find out more information at clemsonmgc.org. And our final governing council is the National Panhellenic Council. They also hold a similar intake process where the organizations will recruit one time per year on an individual basis. We encourage interested students to go to NPHC orientation on September the 8th. That should be 2024 at noon. The date is correct. The year was incorrect. I apologize. It is important that every student who is interested in an NPHC organization to go to orientation at least one time before they try to pursue membership in an NPHC fraternity or sorority. And more information can be found at nphcclemson.com. A couple of data points that we really want to highlight. Academically, our organizations perform at a higher GPA than our unaffiliated students in the overall student average. So last fall, we were at a 3.462, which is one of our highest fall semesters that we've ever had. And you can see how many of our organizations and members overall exceeded a 3.0 GPA. We also like to highlight that our members are graduating within a 6-year graduation rate at a higher total than our unaffiliated students. And also they're retaining at a higher level than unaffiliated students as well. We don't like to say that joining is causality, but it is one factor of involvement that does help keep students at Clemson. And then finally on this slide, last academic year, we had record-breaking fundraising total. So you can almost see almost $1.5 million raised for our organizations, local and national philanthropic organizations. We do want to highlight that all of our students their majors are in every single college on campus, but you can see our top 10 majors in this last academic year. A lot of our students are in business-related science, and also we have a lot in education as well. But here you can see a lot of the distribution of our students and their majors. Next, looking at cost of membership. This is a point that we're really proud of the experience at Clemson, because if you compare the price points compared to our peers in the Southeast, like ACC or SEC schools, their membership experience is much more expensive. We do attribute this lower cost due to the not having the traditional housing model, which I'll explain coming up. but the first semester membership is always more expensive because you have one-time fees associated with joining. But every semester after that, they maintain membership. You can see that the price does decrease. But we do want to highlight that there is a Fraternity Sorority Life fee that is put on members' tuition bills to help fund the support and the educational programs that we provide students out of our office. Next, looking at housing, we do have an on-campus residence hall model where 21 of our organizations have floor space. You can see that there are a mix of fraternities and sororities and IFC and CPA located in our fraternity sorority quad. And then the other area where we have panelist sororities located are in the Bryan Mall. A lot of organizations, their requirements to live on, usually it's their second year of membership. So if they're joining as a freshman, more likely they may have to live in that hall that second year, depending on the number of bed spaces available. We have seen, especially in our CPA organizations, that our new member classes have exceeded the number of bed spaces that the organizations have. So if housing is an important part of the membership experience, whether they are already planning on living off campus starting their second year, that's a question that you probably need to ask as part of the recruitment process and evaluate your options as well. Next, we do have our student organization conduct that is public at the clemson.edu/administration/HIPS. If you want to see a history of all student organization conduct, not just fraternities and sororities there, but we do have a link on the Fraternity Sorority Life website under conduct reports if you want to see organizations that may be under any disciplinary sanctions at this time. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer some in the Q&A in the chat as well, but you can access us. Just call us anytime, email us greek@clemson.edu. We respond pretty quickly there, or through our different social media accounts. So now I'd like to pass it on to Kate Radford.
Thanks so much, Gary. Again, everyone, my name is Kate Radford, and I'm excited to be here tonight to chat with you a little bit about our Center for Student Leadership and Engagement. So what you see on the screen here is our mission statement and sort of why the Center for Student Leadership and Engagement was developed about 4 years ago now. And I'm going to walk through sort of each of these areas. I do want to point out that I'm going to focus kind of heavily tonight on involvement and leadership, which are 2 of the units in our Center for Student Leadership and Engagement. There is a third, and believe it or not, you are already engaging with it, whether you knew it or not, because our student transitions area is also a part of our center. So this Tiger Talk and other student transition experiences that you may have been through, like Ready, Set, Roar, or that your student will go through, like Welcome Week or Family Weekend, are also a part of our center. So again, I'm going to focus tonight on this belong and become piece, but we really exist as a center to help every single Clemson student to begin their Clemson experience successfully, to feel a part of our campus community, to make that transitioning experience and feel confident in that and feel good about being a Clemson student. Then we really seek to help our students to find a sense of belonging and find connections on campus, and again, to feel like Clemson is their second home, and then to become a Clemson leader. So we offer a lot of training and experiential learning opportunities and development opportunities in our office that really seek to help to make our students capable and confident leaders who can go out and impact our campus, but also our local community. So that's a little bit about who we are. And tonight I want to really, well, let me do this first. I was going to skip ahead, but focus a little bit on, why is this concept important? And obviously you all believe it's important because you're here this evening to learn about involvement and learn about student engagement. And I think you'll hear a lot of my colleagues tonight talk about sort of the different important pieces to them about why student engagement is important. But I wanted to highlight a few things just to really reinforce that the things we're talking about tonight matter. They make a difference in the student experience. We know from research on our campus, research nationally, that students who are actively involved outside of the classroom have a more productive and happier student experience. They gain more from their college experience by being involved outside of the classroom. There's a ton of outcomes associated with being involved on campus. So things like higher academic success, higher GPA, persistence. Gary talked a little bit about that in terms of retention and persistence to a degree. Student happiness, just a sense of, again, feeling like Clemson is home, feeling secure and confident in that campus environment. And I think at some point there's some Tiger Talks probably around this, but career readiness is a huge piece of this as well, that helping our students to prepare for what comes after Clemson, which I know for some of you on the call might feel like, oh my gosh, my student hasn't even gotten there yet. How are we already talking about them leaving? But we talk a lot about the importance of really thinking through career readiness throughout the college experience. So not to wait till that senior year and say, okay, now what's next, but to be building experiences and having those experiences that help to make them more prepared for the career that they may want to enter into when they graduate, or for graduate school, or whatever comes next for them. So now I'll go to focusing in on some of these student involvement starting points. It would be impossible for me to go through every single sort of item of things that our center does. And so we wanted to pull out sort of some high level, really easy things for you to latch onto and to maybe share with your student and to think about as they're starting their Clemson experience. So from a student involvement starting point, the first thing I would recommend really highly is our Place Finder inventory. It's an inventory that we developed internally to really help students to find connections on campus. So they take a very, very short quiz. Literally, I think it's like less than 10 questions, very quick. And it gives them immediately an output of some involvement opportunities that might resonate with them. Those are not all things that are in our center. In fact, I think every person on the call is an output of that Place Finder inventory. So we ask students what they value, what they care about, what they did in high school or before they came to Clemson, what their goals might be around involvement. And it gives them an immediate response of, hey, you should contact this person in this office or this student organization and learn a little bit more about the opportunities that they have to offer. So it not only gives them that output of a place to connect, but also gives them the starting points of actually how to connect with contact information. The second really easy student involvement starting point that your student can be working through even right now is to utilize TigerQuest. TigerQuest is our online student organization platform. It's where all of our student organizations have sites where they can share who they are, what they do, the meetings that they're holding, what their organization values and stands for. And so your student has an opportunity to go through and to look through all those. There are 500-ish organizations on there at any given time. We have registration varies, but it's right around the 400, 450 mark right now. And so lots and lots and lots of opportunities for your student to connect to student organizations and clubs. And that platform's a great way for them to start exploring those and learn a little bit about them. The other thing I would mention as sort of an easy starting point are involvement, leadership, or service consultations that we offer in our office. So any three of those are three different types of consultations that we give. They're led by either a peer or a professional staff member, depending on the consultation, but it gives your student a chance to sit down and talk one-on-one with someone about their interests and ways to get involved on campus or in the service context in their local community. Some dates maybe to hold on to and some additional student involvement starting points. Tiger Prowl will occur this year on August the 20th. Your student will go through that as a part of Welcome Week, whether they like it or not. They'll get a chance to kind of go through and to meet some of our student organizations. We do not have space for every single one of our student organizations on campus, but there are about 300 student organizations that are able to participate, who are involved in coming through to that fair and for your student to go around and get a chance to meet. It takes place in the football stadium, so it's fun, energetic. They get a chance to meet a lot of different students on campus and a lot of different student organizations. A little bit later in the semester is our involvement week. So that will occur September 30th through October 5th. We know that around that 4 or 5 week mark after students get here, that sometimes that's where we start to see students who either joined something and maybe didn't connect and sort of have backed off of it, or maybe they never found an involvement opportunity to begin with. And so we've built that week in as a way to kind of re-energize involvement efforts on campus and to remind students about student organizations that exist and ways to get connected. So there's daily events that we call Get the Scoop, where there's kind of mini organization fairs. Students can come through and meet the students at that, and then they get a token to go get some ice cream at our delicious 55 Exchange on campus. So, a little incentive to come through and to meet some student organizations, and there's lots of other things going on that week. A full schedule will be available later in the semester, but definitely dates to hold and things to think about if you're getting to that point in the semester and you're hearing that your student maybe hasn't found their place or found an involvement opportunity. A good way to do that is through our involvement week. And then another thing that falls in our office that your student will definitely, I think, see and hear on campus are some of our larger campus programs and traditions events. So I've got some pictures here from our First Friday parade and from the homecoming build. Those are really high energy, fun events that are going on in the fall semester. I don't know that there's anywhere in my mind that's better than Clemson, South Carolina in the fall. There's just a lot of really fun things going on. And so a lot of those events are programmed by either Tiger Live Entertainment, which is our programming board, or Central Spirit, which is our spirit organization on campus. So those are great organizations for your student to join and think about, or to come to those events that are going on throughout the year. The last thing sort of in our involvement area that I would highlight is our Unites program. So Unites is a program that takes place every single Thursday, Friday night. Actually 2 events on Thursday and 1 event on Friday night. So 3 programs per week. They're hosted at the Barn Center. The Barn Center is a really cool old sheep barn on campus that's been converted into a programming space. So every single Thursday night, your student can find a TGIT event, a Thursday night trivia event, and then on Friday, our Barney's Choice events on Friday night. So students here are doing Stuff a Plush, so they came in and got to stuff a little stuffed animal and hang out. So there's usually food and just a chance for your student to kick back, enjoy, and spend some time with their peers, hopefully get to know some other folks, and to just have something fun to do on campus on Thursday and Friday nights. Kind of switching gears to that becoming a Clemson leader piece of our center's work. This is our Clemson leader framework, and I'll just leave it up for just a second to kind of show you. These are our 6 practices of excellence that we've developed in developing this framework, where we've asked alumni, faculty, staff, employers, graduate schools, what do they believe a Clemson leader is? What are they looking for out of a Clemson graduate in terms of leadership? And a lot of the feedback gave us a pretty easy to kind of way to distill that down. And we came up pretty easily with these 6 practices of excellence. We heard a lot of consistency around these are the skill sets that students need, and this is what it means to be a Clemson leader. So this framework will be introduced to your student during Welcome Week, but we have programs and services throughout the year that help your student to think through these particular practices, to have a chance to practice them, to develop them, to feel confident in those, so that when they leave here as a Clemson leader, they're able to talk about those experiences and to share their expertise in these areas. Some of the ways that we do that to help develop those skill sets are through some of our leadership learning opportunities in our office. So again, a lot of what we do is supporting student organizations and those student involvement opportunities. And sometimes leadership really grows naturally out of those things. Students get a chance to practice their leadership in those organizations. They're putting on events on campus, and we're there to support and sort of consult in that and to help coach through that. But sometimes there's also a need for some more directed leadership development. And so we offer quite a few programs in our office that help students to do that. The ones that are kind of named here on the screen, the first is Engage Leadership. That is a program that's 4 weeks long, once a week for 4 weeks, where we focus in on one leadership topic and kind of really give a concerted amount of time to think through that topic and to give students the opportunity to process that with their peers and to learn new skills. The Certified Student Leader program is a little bit longer of a program. It's about a 10-week program offered every single semester, where students can come in. We focus on one leadership topic per week. They meet for about an hour, hour and a half a week in a cohort model. This is one of the cohorts here on the screen getting their certificates at the end of the program, but a really great introductory leadership experience, kind of chance to look at a bunch of different leadership topics and hopefully springboard your student into some leadership opportunities on campus. And then we have a longstanding tradition of a Women in Leadership conference that we've done at Clemson for over 15 years now. And that takes place in the spring semester, but is also a great one-day conference on campus. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge sort of this community engagement piece as part of our work. So I mentioned at the beginning, becoming a Clemson leader, not just about being a Clemson leader on our campus, but also in our local community. As a land-grant institution, we have a pretty significant commitment to that. We really talk about students being servant leaders on our campus. And we know that community engagement is sort of this reciprocal process with leadership, that students get the opportunity to develop leadership capacity by being involved in community agencies and doing service. And then it's also, they get a chance, leaders, to develop leadership by being sort of a part of that, but then they also get a chance to practice that leadership and to utilize that leadership to make a positive difference in our community. So we see it both as a way to develop leadership skills and a way to showcase those leadership skills and utilize those in our community. So we offer a number of community engagement opportunities in our office as well. We really encourage students, you'll see there that think global, act local, really encouraging them to think about what does it mean to make a positive difference in the world, but how can you do that right here in Clemson, South Carolina? So the first opportunity they'll have to do that would be our Fall In Day of Service. That'll take place on Saturday, October 26th this year. Really easy. Students can sign up. We provide transportation. We provide them with a little meal, lunch usually when they get back, but a chance for them to go out and spend a few hours with a community partner and learn about some of the community agencies in our area, and do some direct service. We offer a similar day of service over the MLK holiday in January. And then we offer Saturday days of service throughout the spring semester that we call Tiger Serve. So your student will see those kind of advertised later in the semester. We also send students out beyond Clemson, South Carolina to do community engagement. So through regional and international activities, through our alternative break program. So again, that's an opportunity for a student to explore maybe some community issues in a different environment, in a new context, and then hopefully to bring those skill sets back to Clemson and to be able to utilize them here. So we have those experiences over both fall break and spring break. And so fall break still very feasible if your student is looking for something to do over this fall break. We won't start registering students to participate in that program until the semester starts. So a great way to spend a few days over their fall break if they're not traveling home or if they want to do something else during that time. This last slide here, and I'll let Casey maybe hit our video and then I can give a
My
little
biggest
more.
recommendation to first year Clemson students, don't be scared to say yes. I said yes when somebody offered the opportunity to move in early to Clemson and get involved with Impact.
Impact, essentially what it wants to do is make Clemson students more aware about how they can make a difference on campus.
Being a part of Impact really ignited my passion for service.
I started my own club on campus. We have like over 600 members now. Everyone in my small group really ended up thriving. Even Malik, he ended up being student body president.
I feel like I would have never run for student body president if I didn't do something like Impact.
If I hadn't done Impact, I don't know if I would have put myself out there as much. If you have the opportunity to sign up for Impact, I would 100% encourage people to do it.
The different experiences that I got to take part of, all of that made it really worth my while, and it all started at that first week before classes with Impact.
So shameless plug for our Impact program. But this is a program that we do right at the beginning of the semester. So August 14th through the 17th are the dates for that program this year. Students move in at the very, very first move-in day, and they get to attend workshops. They meet with other Clemson leaders. They meet with upperclassmen. We go out and do a full day of service in the community. They get a community tour. So the idea with Impact is that the pun fully intended, that they are learning about the way that they can go out and make an impact in the 4 years that they may be here. So we hope to set students up for success. You saw with Malik there that certainly set him up, I hope, for some success as our student body president a few years ago. But really the idea here is students that have an investment in leadership and community engagement, that we really get them jump-started right from the very beginning of their Clemson experience and expose them to ways that they might lead on campus and in our community.
My biggest recommendation.
And then this last slide just has some contact information for us. So our email is very easy, csle@clemson.edu. And then would really encourage you to check out our Instagram. All of our events and programs are posted there. It's a very active Instagram page. So at Clemson_CSLE is where you can find a lot more information about us and the things that we have going on in our office. And with that, I will pass to Tim.
Thank you, Kate. Again, good afternoon or good evening to everyone. Similar to Kate and Gary, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about some of the things that we do here on campus to continue to build community and to help your students get involved on campus. So first and foremost, I'm going to show you a quick agenda, talk to you a little bit about the Gantt Multicultural Center, our mission, and how do we reach that mission, and some of the signature programs and initiatives that we have coming out of our office, ways that your student can get involved, and lastly, our contact information. So the Gantts, Harvey and Lucinda Gantt were graduates of Clemson University. Harvey Gantt joined the school or enrolled into school in 1963, and his soon-to-be wife came in the fall of 1963. The center is named after them because Harvey Gantt was the first Black student to come to Clemson University, and he began a great tradition here at the university. The Gantt Center, we have one mission, which is to ensure that we're helping all students learn and develop cultural development and cultural competencies here at the university. And how do we do that? We have a couple different ways. We provide advocacy and support. Our doors here in Brackett Hall are open at all times. Students can come in to hear a good conversation, to participate in a good program, talk about any number of topics, and then go off to class. Our office is open later in the evening, so students who come, and we have multiple lounges where they can come and do homework or have study groups. We facilitate opportunities to develop skills. We have a number of workshops that we sponsor throughout the year. We also advise a number of the multicultural student organizations on campus. We provide leadership for them as well as guidance. And then we encourage students to develop their identity, understanding, and developing awareness. And we do that through a number of workshops that we partner with different clubs on campus, as well as CSLE, as well as Greek Life, to ensure that we are creating cultural competency here at the school. Some of our signature programs, we do a big grill and greet at the second day of class. It's like a big family reunion. On the second day, you'll see a number of upperclassmen, all the clubs on campus, as well as the first year students will come out and just come and support and have some fun together. We celebrate all of the heritage months, so we do a little programming for each of them throughout the fall and spring semester. During the month of February, early January, we have celebrations for Black History Month, as well as the Dr. Martin Luther King celebration, where we bring in a keynote speaker. And we also partner with CSLE to do the Martin Luther King Day of Service. At the end of the year, in the spring semester, we have donning of the kente for open to all students, as well as lab and graduation. We also provide training for ally training, intercultural dialogue, and cultural exploration initiatives. So question may be how to get involved. It's just to show up, join a student organization, come into our office spaces, work on a planning committee, attend any programs that are happening on campus, visit the Gantt lounges anytime, and look to ways that you yourself can become a leader, or your student can become a leader here on campus. Here's our contact information. Like I said, we're located in Brackett Hall. Follow us on Instagram. We have a pretty active Instagram page, and find us on campus. We're always around. I'll pass it off to Ashley to talk to you a little bit about campus recreation.
Everyone, as a reminder, my name is Ashley. I'm the Assistant Director for Sport Programs here at Clemson within Campus Rec. Sport programs includes intramural sports and club sports, but I am here to chat with you all kind of what we do at campus recreation as a whole. So first, to kind of start off with our app, we do have our own campus recreation app. It's very user-friendly. It's kind of a central hub for all of the information that's going on within our facilities, including reservations for any classes or certification courses you're looking to take, live facility counts, or any feedback that you are looking to provide for us. So to start off with one of our recreation centers, we have Fike Rec Center. It is located over by the football stadium. It's right diagonal from it. The campus rec fee is applied if the student is taking more than 6 credit hours per semester. Otherwise, you need to purchase that membership separately. We do offer lots of different other options to add on to your membership. So we do have adult add-on memberships, child add-on memberships for weekend hours, an F45 add-on, which is a group exercise functional class for 45 minutes, and it's an unlimited range of classes that you're able to take. Locker service, so you're able to rent a locker for an entire semester, and then also shower towel service, so you're able to check out towels while you're at the rec center. We have virtual facility tours on our website that includes the floor plans as well. So you're able to kind of take a tour around our facility before walking in to kind of get a lay of the land. And then we just, as kind of a little insert of information, we do not provide sweat towels, so we ask that you bring your own towel for that, for those. So within Fike, this is right when you first walk in the front door. It is home to over 15,000 square feet of fitness equipment, and we have a wide range of what is included, including cardio, free weights, selectorized machines, and just lots of different opportunities for any kind of movement or exercise that you're looking to do. Also within Fike is our pool, the McCune Auditorium. It is an 8-lane, 25-yard lap pool. Included within the pool area, we also have a dry sauna, a steam room, and locker rooms that are available as well. Also within Fike, we also have our climbing wall. This is 30 feet, a 30-foot climbing wall. Gear is provided, but you're more than welcome to bring your own. We have 3 different sections of the climbing wall, a flat wall, a natural wall, and a bouldering cave. So there's any type of climbing that you are looking for. We have different options for those. The climbing wall staff offers belay clinics, and themed climb nights are offered monthly. These are opportunities for anyone who's interested in learning how to climb, or an experienced climber is able to come out and enjoy time on the climbing wall. So this is another one of our spaces within Fike Recreation Center. It's our functional training zone. So functional training movements help with mimicking the daily tasks, so that those tasks may be performed better and more efficiently. A lot of these different functional training movements include improving your strength, power, speed, flexibility, endurance, rehab, posture, lots of different various ways that you're able to participate with this equipment. This functional training space is available for open recreation during our facility hours. However, during some parts of the day, it may be closed for group fitness classes, small group training, or personal training, that those spaces may be closed for those specific programming. So F45, this was the one of those add-on memberships that is available to students. It's a 45-minute class that is combined aspects of functional training, HIIT training, and circuit training. I like to think of it very similar to Orange Theory, if you're more familiar with Orange Theory base, except this is a little bit more functional training style, and not as focused within just cardio for every workout. It's a lot of strength training, HIIT training, and circuit training. Also within our facility, the University Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, UPTSM, has an office within our building. They offer complimentary injury assessments, and then outside of that, you work with UPTSM to schedule follow-up appointments after your complimentary injury assessment. And their contact information is right there. So this is our second rec center on campus. It's called Douthit Hills Fitness Center. It's located above the bookstore on the second floor of the hub building over by Douthit Hills Residence Halls. It is a student-only facility. In our Fike Recreation Center, we do offer memberships for faculty and staff, Clemson's faculty and staff, but within Douthit Hills, students are the only guests who are going to be entering that facility. It does come with free day use lockers with locks. They're automatic locks, so you're able to just go in and set your own passcode for your trip to the gym, and then you're able to use that locker for that day. There is no shower towel service at this facility, and again, just similar to Fike Recreation Center, we do have virtual facility tours and floor plans of Douthit Hills Fitness Center as well. And then once again, we do not provide sweat towels at this location either. Also within Douthat Hills, we do have a dedicated cycle studio, which is really neat. You can see that in the bottom right corner. We've got the cool lights, the different levels of the bikes, and that's where our cycle studios take place. We do also have a group fitness studio that is used for various different group exercise classes. A functional training turf area that you can see in that upper picture that has multiple different designs on the ground to work on agility. There's a tire flip in there, lots of different ways to utilize that space. There's a free weight area. There's only dumbbells, barbells. There's no squat racks within Douthat. We also have a cardio area with treadmills, stair steppers, ellipticals, bikes, and rowers, and then also a cable rig within the selectorized area as well. And then another one of our properties is the Snow Family Outdoor Fitness and Wellness Complex. It is located over across Lake Hartwell, across from the stadium. And it goes right up to Lake Hartwell. We have a multi-use recreational synthetic turf spaces that help support intramural and club sports, but outside of those programming times, they are open for recreation opportunities. On these turf fields, we also have soccer goals, so that is also a space that's available for folks to use those goals if they would like to. On the Snow property, we have the Andy Quattlebaum Outdoor Education Center. It is home to the Clemson Outdoor Recreation and Education Program, is also called CORE, which oversees the outdoor adventure program within Campus Rec. Within Andy's, there are 2 instructional classrooms, boat and equipment storage, a bike repair shop, and a resource library. If you're looking into doing any kind of outdoor adventure, you can find lots of resources within that resource library for the area around here. Within our outdoor education programs, we have the rental program, so you can find different kinds of equipment for any kind of outdoor adventure that you're looking for. There's equipment for anything from camping to mountain biking to fishing, as well as kayaks and paddle boards. The kayaks and paddle boards that are being used, that you can use just right outside and on Lake Hartwell, those are free for students. And then any of the other equipment that you might take on a trip comes with an additional fee that you would pay to use those rentals off property. CORE also offers short and extended trips. Many of these trips include hiking, going through caves. There's a snowboarding trip each year, whitewater rafting, lots of different trips for the various places that you're able to go in the surrounding area. These trips do have an additional cost to them outside of the Campus Rec membership as well. Group fitness. There are over 100 classes each week, and there are over 20 different formats that are included each week. These group fitness classes are at no additional cost. The only additional group exercise that has an additional cost would be the F45 membership, but our group exercise classes that are ran by Campus Rec are not at an additional cost. Intramural sports. This is part of sport programs. We offer many different sports, various offerings, events, tournaments, seasons. We have lots of different opportunities for different skill levels as well. You're able to bring your friends together, build teams, join as a free agent if you're looking for a team, and be able to sign up through our website called I Am Leagues. You can also find all of the information on how to sign up for intramurals through the Campus Rec website as well. So this is the CU Play app. It is an app that makes signing up for intramurals much easier than going through that Ion League's website. They are connected together. This is just an easier way to be able to do it on a mobile version. And you can find all of our registration information as well as all of the dates for the different seasons and be able to manage teams and rosters on this app as well. We also offer lots of different opportunities for student employment. Listed here on this page are all of the different areas that students are able to apply for. You would go to the Campus Rec website and navigate to the employment page and then be able to select and view the different positions that are hiring at that point, and kind of see what that role is, what you'd be doing within that role. So there are different things for whatever your student might be looking into doing.
All right. Before we wrap up here, we've got quite a few questions for you, I believe, Ashley. Let's see. I think you touched on this, but this one that says what type of group fitness is offered and is there a calendar that the students can access? Would that be the app you just mentioned?
So all of our group exercise calendars can be viewed on the Campus Rec app.
Okay.
And then the different types, I would not be able to name them all, the over 20 different formats, but there's a lot ranging from HIIT exercises to strength training to yoga, cycle, bar, lots of those different types of formats that you can think of. There's probably an opportunity for them.
Awesome. And then I think you answered this one. Any fee for the Douthit facility?
No, so that is included with the Campus Rec membership. You're able to access, students are able to access both facilities.
Okay. A couple more. I don't know if you see the one, 2 questions from Paula Herring.
Yes, so for club sports, so club sports are student-ran organizations. Each club sport runs independently from each other. You can find club sport information on Tiger Quest, that website that Kate mentioned, for student involvement. And then once you go through Tiger Quest, you can search the club that you are looking for, and most clubs will have their contact information, and then the best resource will be to reach out to those clubs specifically. And then is Douthit Gym open for summer students this summer? Douthit did just open for the summer 2 session. And then if students do have an active summer Campus Rec membership, they are available to use that facility. The core trip schedule is located on our website as well. You would navigate to the outdoor programs section, and you would be able to find the schedule. And a lot of our schedule is also posted on our social medias as well. There's usually posts that go through. The Campus Rec included in tuition or a separate fee. So the Campus Rec fee is added to your is automatically added to students' accounts if they are taking 6 or more credits on campus. It's included within the tuition and the fees part. It's automatically tied into that fee. The golf course is not operated by Campus Rec. So I do not have much information about the golf course on campus. I've heard it's wonderful though. Outside of
I've also heard
it's, yeah. I have lots of avid golfer friends, and they say it's one of the best courses that they have played on. So
we can share some information about the course in the chat as well.
Yeah. Any information on campus ministry organizations, opportunities, and groups? I think the best place for that would be Tiger Quest.
Yeah, I can
Kate?
speak to that. I can speak to
Yeah.
that a little bit. Yeah. We do have what we call an association of campus religious workers on campus that our office does interact with to kind of help to create some of those opportunities and to facilitate some of that on campus. So there are some religious workers on campus who have access to be able to work with our students through some of those student organizations. So yeah, I would say Tiger Quest is probably the best way to find those. You can filter on Tiger Quest, I believe, by religious organizations. So you could find some of those student organizations or search by a specific religion if you're looking to do that.
Thanks, Kate. Let's see. I think you talked about separate fee and membership. Is that right, Ashley?
Yes, and yeah, so the membership is included, yeah, for more than 6 credit hours. And then do students have to join campus recreation or are they already members? Campus recreation is just availability to just participate within our services and programs. There's not outside of that separate or the fee that is added within tuition. There's no other joining campus recreation outside of participating in the programs or our facilities.
Perfect. And it looks like we've got several links in the chat here. The one for the golf course we just talked about, and then one directing you to the Campus Direct website that Ashley mentioned. So that should get you all connected to some of those smaller areas within Campus Direct as well. I think that wraps up our questions here. So just a few more reminders before we wrap up. Again, this has been recorded, and so as soon as we get this processed and uploaded to the Clemson Family Programs YouTube page, we will send out a message through the Clemson Parent and Family Experience portal. So check your inbox for that one. We'll send a recording as well as a copy of these slides. And then we have 2 Tiger Talks left in the summer. So this next one, next week, July 16th, is our family to family panel. That is our opportunity to engage with our Clemson Family Ambassador Board. So current parents who are certainly more experts on that experience than I am and can offer their experience as it relates to being a new Clemson parent. And then we have got one more before we start the semester. Next Steps for Success. We'll talk a little bit more about Welcome Week in that webinar. So we talked about a couple of those events tonight, including Tiger Prowl. We'll go a little bit more in depth with that schedule. We will talk about the Academic Success Center, resources offered through that office, as well as the Center for Career and Professional Development that Kate mentioned at the beginning of our time. So some great opportunities ahead of us to engage and help you all feel as prepared as you possibly can as we move into the fall. But I believe, yes, it does. That wraps us up for the evening. So again, we will get this recording out to you all. If you have any questions for us in the meantime, be sure to email us at cufamilies@clemson.edu, and we will see you next time. Go Tigers! Bye, everyone.